Hi, I'm Ollie Mitchell and this is the third in a series of tutorials on Figure 53's QLab. In this video, I'll be running through the basics of using video with QLab. Before we start, we need to make sure that everything is set up correctly. For this tutorial, you'll need a second screen plugged into your computer. Whether it's a projector, a monitor or a TV doesn't matter, but this is where you'll be sending all of the video. Once you've plugged in your monitor, it should turn on with a blank screen and your desktop background. If you see a copy of your main monitor on your second screen, then you have your displays set to mirror each other. This isn't what we want. To fix this, go into the System Preferences, click on Displays, go to the Arrangement tab, and uncheck Mirror Displays. Next, we need to set up our display in QLab. Click on the cog to go to Settings, and go to the Video tab. If you plugged your display in before you opened QLab, then it will have created a surface for each display that you have connected. If you plugged it in afterwards, then it will only have your main monitor on the list. Let's remove everything in this list and then create it again so you can see how to do it. So first, click the cross next to each surface in the list to remove them. Now, click the plus at the bottom, go to New with Display, and select your external monitor. Don't worry about the settings on this page for now. Just name your monitor and then click the cross in the corner. Now we're done with settings, you can click Done to go back to the main window. So now you have your screen set up, but your desktop on the external monitor is still showing your background image. You want it to be a black screen, because that means that it will be off until you choose to play something. You could go into the System Preferences again to fix this, but QLab has a built-in way to do this for you. Go up to Tools, click Blackout Desktop Backgrounds, and you'll see that your desktop turns to black. Don't worry, your background hasn't gone forever. If you go back into Tools and click Restore Saved Desktop Backgrounds, this will restore your backgrounds for you. But for now, we'll leave them black. If you are using OS X Yosemite or later, you may notice the toolbar is still at the top of your external monitor. This isn't great as it means it will be projected the whole time. To fix this, go back into System Preferences, click on Mission Control, and untick the Displays Have Separate Spaces box. Once you've done this, you have to log out of your computer before the changes take effect. I'll do that now. Okay, so I've restarted my computer and now my second display is completely black. Perfect. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to open up the Audition window by going to Window, Audition Window. This just means that when I play video, instead of going onto my second display, it will show up in this window. It's just so that you can see more clearly what is happening. Okay, so let's add a video file to our queue list. QLab supports almost every type of video file. However, here is a list of their recommended formats in order of preference. Adding a video queue is exactly the same as adding an audio file. You can drag a video queue into the queue list from the toolbox, but it's quicker to just grab your file in Finder and drag it in. Note that we have a red X again. In this instance, it's saying no valid video surface assigned. This means that we haven't yet told QLab which surface we want our video to play on. To set this, go to the Display and Geometry tab in the Inspector, and then under Video Surface, click Display. Now if you click off the queue, you will see that the red X is gone. If you want to make this happen by default, go into Settings, and then in the Video tab, under Default Settings for New Video Queues, select your surface. Now all video queues will default to that display. Now click Done to go back to your main window. Once you've dragged your file in, make sure it's selected, and then just hit the spacebar and it will play. By default, it will play in full screen. Let's add a second video. Simply drag it into the empty space underneath your existing cue list. If you play both, you will see that the last one you play will play over the top of the previous one. However, you still hear the audio from both. You can adjust the audio of a video cue in the same way as an audio cue, by going to the Audio Levels tab and then moving the faders. Let's turn off the volume of the second clip so that you only hear the audio of the first clip. Now if we play them again, you'll see that the second clip is muted but still plays over the top of the first. To stop videos from playing, the same as audio files, press Escape to enter panic mode and they will fade out. Video cues support images too. QLab supports almost every type of image file, however they recommend PNG or JPEGs. So let's add an image into the cue list. Now if we play that, it will show up on the second monitor in full screen. You will notice that it's left some black spaces either side of the image. That's because the image is not the same aspect ratio as the monitor. If you want to change this, then you can go into the Display and Geometry tab and then untick the Preserve Aspect Ratio box. This will now make it fill the screen, but it will stretch the image in the process. You can also set an image or video to be wherever you want on the screen. Click on the Mode drop-down box and click Custom Geometry. This now lets you adjust its size and position however you like. You can either type in values or click and drag each box up and down to increase or decrease their values. So to change the scale, you use these two boxes. If you click the padlock, it will fix the aspect ratio, so then you just use either box to control the size without stretching the image. You can also change its position using translation. This one moves it left and right, and this one up and down. And also you can change its rotation using 3 axes, X, Y, and Z. Let's reset these settings and then put it in the top at the middle. Now, if we play our video and then our image, it will put the logo on top of the video as it does not cover the whole screen. Note that when the video finishes, the image will remain, as by default, images will stay until you stop them. Using scale and translation, you can put your clips wherever you like on the screen, and play a fair number of clips at once. The number that you can play will depend on how powerful your computer is. So let me just adjust these other 2 clips a little bit. I'll speed up the process slightly. Now, as you can see, if I play all 3 clips, they will all be visible at once. That concludes our basic video in QLab tutorial. Have a play with videos and images in QLab, and then move on to the next tutorial. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.